Hey there guys, welcome back to our FC25 QPR Career Mode. If you are not caught up, this is episode 2. If you missed episode 1, go check it out. There is a playlist of all the episodes as we're going forward as well. But go and check out episode 1, get yourself caught up, and then come back to episode 2. Spoilers ahead if you didn't see episode 1. Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag of results in the end. Obviously, we did get our first league win. We got our first win in the cup. And then we got absolutely battered. So a nice mix of results there. I will very quickly address very much losing my voice right now. It wouldn't be a Hursty Games year of FC or a new FIFA if I wasn't losing my voice at the beginning of it. So yeah, that's a usual vibe over here. But we have got ourselves episode 2 to jump into. And one thing we're going to talk about very quickly, I never showed you guys the team management or the tactics that I had gone into for the squad. I did put as many players on something that they are good at in game. So I've got defender on both Cook and Clark-Salter, wing back on both Powell and Heverton. And then we've got Madsen and Field both on holding. Madsen hasn't got a plus in it particularly. He's got like an orange plus rather than having a green plus in it, but it's still better than nothing. We've got Sato on inside forward. We've got Dembele on winger. We've got Sella on poacher. And we've got Chair on playmaker, which he isn't proficient in. The only thing he's proficient in was like the drifting wide sort of thing. But I don't like having like a non-existent cam in the middle. So he is going to be playing without a plus at the moment. But hopefully it's something that he can like develop in. I'm not sure if that's something that is doable, but that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. But everyone else is on a plus of something. Thank you for the comment that highlighted that I hadn't done it. I just forgot to show you guys, so my apologies. But yeah, the vibe and the plan today is we are just kind of really going to crack on with powering through the season. I'm keeping it on legendary. I know we got our backsides handed to us against Sheffield United, but I'm hoping it was just a bad day at the office. At the very least today, the plan is to try and get to the end of the month. So getting to the end of August, which will mean we play our home game against Plymouth, the cup game against Birmingham, and then the away game against Luton. Depending on how long that sort of takes and how long the recording is, I'll try and get a fourth in, but the plan is to get at least 3 games an episode so that I can get this out consistently, because obviously this isn't my full-time job. This is something I do for fun. So yeah, let's get to the first game. Unless something else pops up in between, I'll see you there. Okay, another thing that was sort of mentioned or commented on was playing the youth stuff. People seemed somewhat down for it. Also with the cups, I'm not going to be simulating the cups, or not simulating, but playing the highlights. I will just play the cup games. That's absolutely fine. People would rather do that. Didn't hear too much, though, on the youth tournament stuff, so I'll kind of play it by ear with what you guys want to see. Do let me know in the comments if you want to see me play the youth games as well. Those are like a rush style game mode, I believe. So those games are like 5 minutes, and it is just sort of obviously getting to trial the younger players out and see how they do. But yeah, I'll crack on for now against Plymouth. Do let me know if you want to see the youth player stuff, because I might not play this tournament. I'm going to assume there's tournaments throughout the year for chances for me to use them. But yeah, the game against Plymouth will be our first game up here, playing the starting 11 that you guys are used to. I'm fairly sure the bench should be good to go as well. Paul Smith is a touch on the tired side of things. You know what? We will bring on Rayan Coley, because I'm assuming he can play out wide. I'd be surprised if he can't. He should be able to if he can't. He can play left mid, so yeah, he can be our winger substitute off the bench. Otherwise, the squad is what we expect it to be. So without further ado, let's take on Wayne Rooney's Plymouth Argyle. Fingers crossed that we can come away with 3 points today. Need to get back to playing how we did in the first game of the season, where we were pretty good, I would say. Personally, I think we were pretty decent. I've just realised game audio was muted. I've saved that just in time. You guys get to hear the end of the the intro stuff here for the game. But let's go for it, boys. Oh, let's try and win this first game of today's episode. Come on, you us. Ball here with Chair. Chair finds Sato. Getting a little bit of overlap here from Powell, which is obviously what we want to see, the overlapping wing-backs, but we do need them to obviously make sure they cut back as well. Heverton, Santos and Powell are going to need to be in rip-roaring stamina to be able to keep up with that bombing up and down the left and right side. Ball here with Field. Field out wide now to Dembele. Dembele going to do what Dembele does, which is just bring the ball forward nicely. Lovely turn inside. Oh, the ball through to Field would have been lovely, but it's a good block from Sissoko. Good tackle there from Jake Clark-Salter. A bit of a chance now for us to try and burst forward. Obviously, we are on counter-attacking style tactics, is the sort of vibe, is the play. Run from Chair down the middle. We're going to look to Sato, though, first. Sato looks up to find Sella. Oh, I needed the run there from Chair. He's made it far too late. I did ask for a run. You'll see that he obviously made the run that I requested, but he made it about 5 seconds afterwards. Great tackle from Sato. The boy's getting involved. The boy's getting back, winning those important tackles high up the pitch, which is really good to see. Madsen now turns around. Sorry, that was Field. Turns around and finds Madsen. Ilias plays it to Kenneth Powell. Makes the run, but we're going to have to ignore it because the run's not really in a great spot. Sella, edge of the box. Takes it past his man. Takes the strike. It's a really good save from the keeper. And it needed to be as well. It's a good effort on target. Testing the keeper. I was going to say relatively early on, nearly half an hour in. Kenneth Powell still with half a haircut whenever he takes corners, but we're going to whip this one in there, aiming to the edge of the 6-yard box. Or the penalty spot, Sam Field wins it, but it does go straight into Grimshaw's arms. Nice high press here. Ilias Chair leading this press and really keeping Plymouth pegged in their own final third here, but they're doing pretty well, pretty composed. We're sort of pressing in ones. It's just basically, it's me pressing. The AI aren't really pressing with me. Kenneth Powell with a little bit of room to run into, but he's going to have to turn inside, finds Sato. Sato looks up and finds Field. See, this is where I want Chair running into the box, but it doesn't matter because Sella finds the back of the net. Lovely bit of play from Sam Field. I said in the first episode, in the first game especially, Sam Field felt really good. He felt really good to use. Really competent card in the middle of the park there. And you know what? He's living up to expectations with just composed play in the middle. Had plenty of space. Finds a lovely pass on his weaker foot into Sella. And then Sella finds the back of the net with his right foot. And it is 1-0 to QPR. It's a nice first half lead at the moment as things stand, and that is a great position to be in. We're playing so much better than we were against Sheffield United. I do think I just couldn't really suss it out in that first game, and I don't know, maybe I just wasn't playing very well. I don't know if that's part of it. We're playing better here though, and it is 1-0 to the home team. Good tackle there from Madsen in a decent position on the pitch here. And now Sella going to try and work his way forward. Sees the run from Sato out to his left. Sato going to try and take it past his man. Dinks it into the middle. Ilias Chair tries the acrobatic. Grimshaw had to get down to his right, and he does so very well. Stops the chance of doubling the score. But that is going to be half-time. And that's a really good performance from us. That's so much better. That was much more similar to the opening game of the season against West Brom. Much better from the boys there. Field is having a blinder. I have to say Madsen's playing very well. Our defenders haven't had too much to do, but Clark Salter's had 2 things to deal with, and he's dealt with them both fantastically well. Nardi could be sitting on a deck chair for all we know. Haven't seen him in the game so far, but a phenomenal first half from the boys. I am going to make a change at half-time, just looking at stamina and knowing that we have got a cup game coming up. I'm going to bring in Jimmy Dunn, who probably will start the cup game, but just so Clark Salter isn't absolutely done in for the cup game. So we're going to carry on now, see if we can power through in the second half. More of the same would be very nice indeed. So let's hope that that is what we can achieve here. Let's not let them in early. Let's not make any silly mistakes early doors. Let's try and keep this clean sheet. They are going to make an attack here. Sissoko on the ball. Turns. Had space out wide there with Soranoda, who he does find. Dembele is back very well here to get some defensive work in. Force them to the edge of the box. It's going to be Whittaker now. Very good tackle there from Madsen. And it's a chance maybe for Chair to push away here. This is where the counter-attacking setup comes into effect. Unlucky the ball just behind him. But that was a good bit of play to win it and a good chance to counter. We just didn't quite capitalise. Plymouth tried to bring it through, but yet again, Sam Field, the man there to win that ball. Sammy Field, my dude, having an absolute blinder. I think we are going to love Sam Field in this career mode. Sato brings the ball forward pretty competently, finds Ilias Chair, edge of the box. He's going to try one, it's straight at Grimshaw. Field does really well in the middle of the park. Oh, does lose out though. Bit of a chance for Plymouth to maybe mount an attack here, but you can see we're defending in numbers. We're defending pretty well, I would say, actually. We've really limited them to many chances. Again, Nardi is still yet to do anything. Oh, bit of a chance now as Plymouth burst through the middle of the park here. Sam Field trying to get back, but can't quite. Jimmy Dunn with work to do, and Jimmy Dunn does very well. He has been on the pitch for about 30 minutes less than Nardi and has had one more touch than him now because of that one single tackle. Sella just onside, I believe, here. Oh, it was just off. I thought I just timed it there. Dembele's pass was perfect, but my timing wasn't. 3 changes. Sella, Dembele off with Heverton off, Frey, Coley and Ashby all on. All like-for-like changes. We are keeping Coley on the right-hand side. I know he does normally come on the left in real life. That is where he tends to play, but we're going to play him on that right. Oh, that is a bit of a missed judgment there from Jimmy Dunn with that attempt to clear that ball. He just completely let it past him, but thankfully we defended pretty well. We have kept Plymouth back in their half just by pressing occasionally, just literally one player at a time. Look, we sort of go towards them. As soon as I run towards him, he's going to play it backwards here. I can guarantee it. As soon as he's under pressure, look, they're just heading backwards. There is a bit of space now for them to play it forward there, and they are going to do so. But we have kept them since those changes. Literally, all that has happened is we have kept Plymouth going backwards pretty much at every turn. This is all we're doing, and it is forcing them back every time. That's how we saw the game out. It was boring, but it was effective, and that is a 1-0 win for the boys. That's a lovely, lovely result. Very happy with that. A couple of players rotated as well. A few players getting a couple of minutes in there, which is nice to see as well. And 3 points, which is massive. So very happy with that. Hopefully now we can rest a few players, take that into the cup with a bit of rotation, and then be ready again for a tough game against Luton on the weekend. But that's a really, really good result. I'm very happy with that one. 3 big points. Big result, very happy with that one. As I said, our next game is up against Birmingham. The squad are looking on the tired side of things because obviously that was quite a heavy match, that one. It was a lot of chasing the ball. I maybe should have checked the stats, but I feel like we were just ball following a lot in that game. But there's going to be heavy rotation for this game up against Birmingham. So what I will do is I will get the squad ready. And again, unless something happens in between, I'll see you guys there. Just also want to highlight a back-to-back Team of the Week appearance for Seller. He's having a real good start to the season. I know in real life Frey is having a real hot streak at the start of the game, and long may it continue, might I add. But yeah, Seller for me, just in a career mode sense, is a player that is going to better suit how we play and how I like to play, especially on those counter attacking style. But yeah, Seller's doing real well. But it's worth noting our next league opponents, Luton, have 5 players in that Team of the Week. That is crazy. Okay, heavy rotation. Every single player apart from Kenneth Powell has rotated. I do think we need a backup left back. I know Fox can play in that left back position, but I would like a backup actual left back, because for me Fox is definitely a centre back that can just play that role. But heavy rotations: Walsh, Powell, Fox, Morrison, Ashby, Colback, Varane, Coley, Anderson, Smith and Frey. I have also got some of the youngsters like Benny and Lloyd on the bench. I'd like to bring them on as long as the game dictates and allows me to do so. This is going to be difficult. Obviously, Birmingham have got a very nice team. They've obviously spent plenty in League One and have built a really, really solid squad that is, I think, going to be more than capable of pushing to get straight back up into the Championship. But it's going to be a tough one. And obviously, I'm playing against Legendary with a much weaker side than what we have been using. So there is a very good chance that this is going to be a real scrap for us. But fingers crossed we can fight through that. And we can play similarly to how we did against Plymouth in that first half. Plenty of possession and just plenty of chances. So obviously going to have to play a little bit different with some slightly different style players in the squad. We have lost a good amount of pace, minus Paul Smith. In the sort of attacking third, Anderson being slower than Chair, Coley, I believe, being slower than Sato, and Frey definitely being slower than Seller. But hopefully a dropping of pace doesn't mean a lack of intensity. But let's go for it, boys. Come on, you Oz. Great tackle there from Ashby. Hopefully he can have a decent game. Obviously in on loan from Newcastle. Bad pass there from Varane. But it'll be interesting to see if Ashby can impress, because if we need somebody to play left back, worst case scenario, him or Santos might have to be the cover if we have a particularly tired Kenneth Powell. Good play here from Birmingham as they push forward. Fox isn't quite going to get that ball. It's a good effort, but Joe Walsh has a scrap, I think, with the post, but it does go wide after the save. He helps it just stay the right side of the post for us, but it is going to be a corner now. Hansen, I believe, was the player to take the shot, and it's going to be Hansen to take the corner. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. Coley does well, stands his ground. Well done, Ray and Coley, mate. And a bit of a chance here to try and break away. We're going to look up and find Lucas Anderson, who's going to look up and play a nice quick pass out to Ashby. Run here from Paul Smith, who's... I've tried to play it in time, but by the time I've actually turned Ashby, Paul Smith has straight off into an offside position, which is unfortunate. Paul Smith wins the ball high up the pitch here. Frey, was making a burst through, and I've tried to play the pass, but Smith's last touch was a touch heavier than I expected, and it ended up being a bit of a wasted opportunity. Great win there from Colback. And now Coley with a chance to bring this ball forward here. He's going to have to play it back to Anderson. I have to say, Birmingham have been an absolute nightmare to counter-attack. I don't know if it's maybe I'm thinking these players are going to have slightly less, like, lighter touches. Slightly, I should say, slightly less heavy. Also known as slightly lighter touches. But I keep running into the Birmingham players. Oh, it's a good shot. He's got to be off target. Oh, he was offside. Okay, I was going to say he had to be offside there. I think the initial effort was a shot that then has fallen to the... this is a shot, surely, I believe. But it is a close one. Oh, it was a little bit closer than I thought. Ashby's foot just the right side of that line for me. But yeah, that could have been problematic there. But thankfully, I was right in thinking it was offside. But that is by far the best chance of the game. It has to be said, Birmingham have been very, very tricky customers. They have not been an easy side. And like I said, I didn't expect them to be so. Also, on the topic of Birmingham, hopefully he's watching. Shout out to Eddie Neddy. Go show the man some love. King of Career Mode. And just also an all-around lovely fella. So please show the man some love. That would mean the world to me. But I think at half-time, we're going to keep things the same, which seems a bit daft because we haven't really done very well so far. But I reckon we'll keep things the same for now. Hopefully we can get Frey a touch more involved. But we do have a couple of options to bring on off the bench if we need to. I have kept Ilias on there just as a king of creation to bring on if we need to. But I'm hoping at some point we can bring on the likes of Benny and we can bring on Lloyd. See if Lloyd can come on and... just offer something a bit different up top to Frey, because Frey hasn't really been able to get involved. The few times we've had chances, it's been Coley or Smith running with a bit of pace. And whether I haven't seen the passes to Frey, apart from that one with Smith where the pass didn't happen quite as quick as I would have liked, or maybe it's just that he's not got the pace to keep up with the runs we're trying to make, but maybe Lloyd just offers a little bit something different. Oh, Frey nearly wins that there. That would be phenomenal. If Frey'd have won that nice and hard at the pitch there, he basically would have been through one-on-one with a decent chance to take the lead. Anderson here with a nice high press. Oh, but doesn't quite win the ball. That's so unfortunate. Again, another chance that if we win the ball in that position, we are through one-on-one. Or we do win the ball high up here, actually. Paul Smith does make the most of a chance that is gifted to us here. Can we maybe just try and find the right pass? No, we can't. That final pass is letting us down time and time again in this game. Oh, our turn to lose the ball in a decent position. Oh, well done there, Colback, getting back and winning that ball well. And then a very good tackle again in the middle of the park here. I have got changes that I have had scheduled for quite some time. I'm fairly sure when I mentioned about Frey nearly winning a ball high up the pitch, I scheduled them just after that happened. They're still yet to come on. The ball has literally not left the pitch. Oh, nice high win up the pitch there again. But Varane and Smith, between the two of them, somehow lose the ball there. I kind of wanted the ball to go off the pitch there from somewhere, but it didn't. And yet again, the changes, we are still waiting for them. Anderson, nice, finds Frey. Frey is not exactly going to burst away from anyone here, but he's going to try and power through. Frey, lovely, finds Rayan Coley. Rayan Coley hits it at the keeper. I don't know how it's gone in, boys, but it has. And Rayan Coley, I'm chuffed for him. He seems to be a touch little bit of a forgotten man at the moment under Cifuentes. He's sort of gone from being right on the verge of, is he going to be the person to replace Chair while he's out injured, to just completely disappearing, which is a real shame. But hopefully Rayan Coley gets himself back in, because I love Rayan. I think he's got such potential. It's scrappy, it's not pretty, it's an absolutely ugly goal, but it is a goal, and that is absolutely what matters to me there. He is actually about to come off the pitch as well, Rayan Coley. One of the substitutions I have made for the sake of stamina, but I'm chuffed that he's found the back of that. It really has made my day there. But the changes coming off, we have taken off Coley, we have taken off Frey, we have taken off Pal, and we took off, I think, somebody else. We brought on Benny, Alfie Lloyd, sorry. We brought in Heverton Santos and moved Ashby to left back. And actually, I think that was it. I think those were the changes that we made. Because at the time, it wasn't like desperation to try and get a late goal. It was, we had like 30 minutes on the clock and I wanted some fresh legs. Those guys didn't even get to touch the ball. But that is a big 1-0 win. Not an attractive 1-0 win, but a 1-0 win. And I'm very happy with that. One thing I'm definitely noticing is that if you just pressure a legendary defense, they just turn and they try and pass it backwards. Unless they beat the press, they will always go backwards. I don't know quite how I feel about it. It feels like Sheffield United didn't play that way. I couldn't get a touch against Sheffield United, but the last two games, both teams have definitely turned and just really been very negative while I put them under pressure. Time will tell if that becomes a theme. Hopefully it doesn't. Again, very happy with that result, and it does see us carrying on in the cup, which is fantastic. It's also worth noting we are currently, ladies and gentlemen, in 5th place. Very happy with that indeed. 6 points on the board, and that is a really good position to be in. I'm very, very happy with that indeed. Leeds at the moment, 3 games, 3 wins. They are having a hell of a good time at things. Norwich in 2nd, and then 4 of us at the moment. All of the teams currently in the playoff places are 2 games won with 1 loss. Very interesting indeed. Derby right up there as well, as are Sunderland. Teams that are currently up there and amongst it right now. Teams at the bottom at the moment, we are looking at Sheffield Wednesday, Blackburn Rovers and Preston, none of which have got themselves a win. But Sheffield Wednesday, 3 games, 3 losses. They are having a rough old time of it as the season starts here. West Brom, surprised to see them quite as low as they are. But yeah, that is very interesting, some of the way those are sort of distributed. And something that I had completely forgotten to do, but I will do after this game. We will go to the 1st of the next month, and I'm going to set up some youth scouts to have a look for some potential future players, and we will do exactly that. But I'm going to do it at the start of the month. I did forget to send those out, and I did say I was going to in the first episode, but I forgot. Anyway, let's get ready for Luton. A 2-day turnaround means we have a very tired bench, so I have been able to rotate a few, the likes of Elijah Dixon-Bonner, Benny, Lloyd, all making their way onto the bench, as they obviously didn't really feature much, if at all, in the last game. But it's very worth noting, our starting 11 has obviously, in that time, got their stamina right back up. Kenneth Powell played nearly the entire 90 minutes 2 days ago and has max stamina. That's a really good thing to worth note for us. He has evidently got quite an engine on him to keep up with that. But one hell of a game this was in real life. The Mitchy Frey show was very much in full swing. And he introduced us to the unicorn celebration, which is becoming a personal favourite of mine. But let's see if we can, maybe not in quite as dramatic fashion, but recreate the 3 points that we got in real life at Kenilworth Road. Fingers crossed we can do just that. It is not going to be an easy one. They're not having the best of times in this save, down in a mid-table mediocrity at the moment, but hopefully the Inform Hoops can come away with another back-to-back league win. Let's find out. Come on, you us. Luton find the ball out wide here. Just got to be careful to not let them sort of outplay us in our defensive third, because I think that is going to be where we will come undone, because they've got some good attacking players that I think are going to be pretty clinical if we allow them to do so. But they're going to play it back here, and they've got options now on the edge of the box. Do you see what I'm saying though with Legendary? They seem almost passive at times, sort of waiting for opportunities to appear rather than making opportunities appear. Ball at the back post though. Nardi claims the relatively tame header though from the Luton forward. So let's see if we can bring this ball forward ourselves now and start a bit of a counter of our own. Dembele does run into trouble, but manages to keep it. Finds Seller. Look at the run there from Ilias Chair. We do look at it. We just don't find it. The issue I'm finding with this Legendary, playing against Legendary, like I said, they are so incredibly passive on the ball, and the clock goes down so very quickly. I think it's why we're getting some real low-scoring games. Again, ignoring the Sheffield United result, which was anything but a low-scoring game. But anytime I put them under pressure, they just turn back and just consolidate possession. It is infuriating, but they're not doing that at the moment. They are building a pretty nice passage of play here. They do work it way back to Mpanzu, but we've got to be careful here. Well stepped in from Steve Cook. Lovely stuff, mate. Sato, going to try and find Seller. Oh, tries to find Seller. It finds him eventually. I wish it didn't lock onto Seller there. I wish it gave me Sato back, because Sato could have got that and we'd have maintained possession. Never mind, eh? Santos out wide to Dembele. Dembele can't quite take his man on. I tried to turn back and pass it, but man, they were quick to close us down. A pretty stale first half. Not really much to shout about. One shot on target from either side, and it was a relatively tame effort straight at Nardi. So, bit of a flat one. Not the most exciting game you've ever seen in your life. And plenty of progress to be made. Plenty of improvements to be found. And hopefully we find them relatively quickly. Nothing really that's jumping out at me to make a change at half-time. Dixon Bonner may be on at some point for some fresh legs in the midfield. And Dembele is getting a touch on the tired side. So my thought process is I don't know if Benny can play cam. He can't really. He can play striker. That's a shame. I was going to maybe try him at cam and move Ilias out wide and just see if we get the luck. Not because Dembele's not having a good game. Dembele is just a tired chap. So second half, no immediate changes. Hopefully we can see a change in that away score, though. That is going to be the one change I'd like to see. But come on, you R's. Let's see if we can build into this one a little bit, because possession is just all Luton, especially when I give the ball away like that. Oh, Luton building quite nicely here, actually. Space out wide as Kenneth Powell drifts inside to cover his man, but then does very well there to win that ball off Mpanzu. Going to now try and play it forward here. Sato on the ball, staying wide. Going to cut inside, finds Sella. Sella turns, finds Ilias. Ilias looks one more, tries to find Dembele, but the pass isn't quite enough. That was our chance for our first shot, and we absolutely waste it. Dembele finds Santos. Santos is going to try and find Sella. Does so pretty well. Dembele makes a lovely run. This is a lovely pass as well from Sella. But, mate, Dembele's rapid, but he is being caught by their left-back. Is it Doughty that's playing it? Mate, Doughty has absolutely had Dembele's number today. Effort on target. I was kind of very much locked in as to what was going on there. But it is an effort on target from Luton. He's got to be offside there. He was. He missed the target at Adebayo, though. But, yeah, Luton slowly working into some attacking positions. We have made some changes, though. Madsen, Pal and Dembele make way for Dixon, Bonner, Benny and Jimmy Dunn. Jimmy Dunn is playing right back. It is a position he's able to play, but he is on a -4 rating. So I think that's because I've got him as like an attacking wing back, because that suits Santos, but it isn't going to suit Jimmy Dunn. But that's what we're going to have to run with for now, I think. But let's see if we can maybe build something here. Lovely bit of play. Sato building it forward now. Sato finds Sella, having to rotate just a touch here. Ilias going to try and find Sella again. Sella, oh, that first touch just bobbled up there as he flicked it up sort of, and then had to hit it on the volley, and he hit it very well. But that is our first decent chance of the game, and it's taken us a good 77 minutes. So let's see if we can maybe end on a bit of a streak here. 10 minutes to go. Can we get something from this corner? It's a good effort there from Sella, but it didn't quite find the target, and it's well defended in the end. The press here is just keeping them back. That's a really well won tackle there from Sella. Like I was saying, that press coming into effect. We look out wide, find the young man Benny. Benny's going to have a strike, and Benny finds the back of the net. It's his first proper time playing for us, and he is making a name for himself. The young lads are absolutely in firing form right now. They are making the most of these chances, and I'm chuffed for him as well. Well done to Benny. Well done to Coley. The young lads are just, like I say, they are having to try and make a name for themselves, and they are doing exactly that. It's a lovely late goal again. Not quite as late and drastic as the Birmingham one, I don't think, but well done to Benny. Good lad. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in the future. Obviously, he's mainly been brought in real life to be in the development squad for now, but I'm over the moon there. Lovely finish, good composed finish as well. 58 rated in this, the 89th minute. Actually, that might have been just as late, if not potentially later than the cup game. But let's now just be sensible, see this out. 2 minutes added on, one of which has already passed. Let's not let them further than this halfway line. Let's just keep them pegged back. Lovely stuff, boys. We're leaving it late, but we are kings of the 1-0 right now. That is a pretty important win, I would say, in the grand scheme of things. It's a good win to get, but is that 3 1-0s back to back? I think it might be, but yeah, kings of the 1-0. I'm absolutely here for it, and I'm absolutely over the moon for Benny, mate. Well done, fella. Well, the Kings of the 1-0 see themselves up to third in the table, which, again, is a phenomenal place to be. I'm very happy with that. Didn't expect to be there, but we're there, and I will not complain. But we're up against 21st. Now, obviously, a lot of people look at Sheffield Wednesday and QPR and see some similarities with obviously two managers that have been pretty phenomenal, working their way into some phenomenal places in the league. And it has to be said, I think Roll and Cifuentes are two of the best managers, I think, in the division. So obviously, no Cifuentes in this save at least. You're stuck with me. And one of my next managerial duties will be sorting out the youth system. So I'm going to get myself a youth scout sorted, and we are going to go ahead and send some of those out. So I am going to go ahead and send out 2 scouts. So I'm going to hire 1 more scout because we do start with a wonderful 5-star, 5-star. Now, I don't want to spend loads of our money knowing that we do need some other players to come through the system. So I am going to be a bit boring, and I'm going to go with a 1-1. And I know that might seem semi-pointless, but until we start bringing in big money, and we don't have loads of players to sell, bear in mind, the plan and the vibe is going to be 1-1 scout, and then stick with the 5-5 that we get given. Now, the 5-5 I'm going to send to England, which is because, obviously, we're in England, so it's quite nice. Actually, do I set somewhere else? Are we down as Northern? We are down as Northern. So I'm going to send them to England. I'm going to send them for 3 months, and I'm not looking for anything in particular, if I'm being honest with you. But what we will do is set a couple of positions we would like to find. So I would like a centre-back. I'd be very happy with another striker option. As we discussed, left back is also pretty key, and we'll go with CDM as well. Those are the positions we'll go for. Our English option, very happy with any of those. Ideally, I'm kind of okay with any of them. Oh, I can only pick 3. Oh, okay. Well, I'll go with a poacher. I'll go fullback, because at the moment I'm kind of set to wing back, and it'll be quite nice to go with a fullback, and then I'll go holding, because the centre back I'm kind of okay with whichever. That doesn't really make too much of a difference to me in regards to my counter attack and play style, so down for that. And then I'm going to take the a suggestion from the comment, which is from SVA Galaxy. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, my friend. But what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and send a scout to Morocco. For obvious reasons, we have had some very good luck with some very good Moroccan players. I'm going to go ahead and set a scout for a right mid, a left mid, a cam. Just those 3, actually. I'm going to go for those 3 positions. Just go looking for more creative options, you know, looking for the next Adel, looking for the next Ilias, that kind of vibe. So we'll go with winger, and then I'd like a playmaker. Playmaker is the big one. I'd like a young, upcoming playmaker to find for us. So those are our 2 scouts sent out. Apologies, I didn't do it in the first episode. I hold my hands up and say I forgot. But overall, that has cost us about just under 200,000. So it's not the end of the world. It's some good money spent, but it means that we haven't spent a crazy amount. But yeah, that was something I wanted to get through. I'm going to sort out the team. We've got 2 weeks until the Sheffield Wednesday game, so everyone should be fighting and ready to go. So yeah, let's get everyone ready. 3 weeks in a row, by the way. 3 weeks in a row. Seller finds himself in the team of the week again. The man is absolutely begging to be in the team of the season at this point. 3 weeks out of 3. Love that from you, mate. Okay, the squad ready to go, going with our usual starting 11. The usual bench, Smith is still quite tired from international duty, so Coley makes his way back onto the bench as well. But otherwise, the usual starting 11. And it's going to be a tough one, obviously, away at Sheffield Wednesday. It was a very cagey affair in real life where Sheffield Wednesday had majority of the possession, only a handful of chances really for either team, but pretty much all the best chances went to Wednesday, and I would say arguably the best goal of the season scored, and I am of course talking about the 22-man brawl in the middle of the Sheffield Wednesday box. But hopefully we can get something from this. Again, it could be another scrappy 1-0. That's probably the betting favourites result, because it's all that's happening right now is a 1-0 win either way. Hopefully it falls in the way of the team in black today. Come on, you us. Dembele with players in front of him, but it's a lovely simple ball roll to then try and bring Chair in, involved into the attack, which we do so. Chair finds Dembele again. Dembele now with a bit of a chance to run in. Finds Sella. It's a sweaty goal, boys, but it's a goal nonetheless. And this man simply cannot stop just performing. The guy's having absolute blinder. Zancella is having the best time. Lovely bit of play between Chair, Dembele and Sella. We tuck it back to him and he fires it at the goal, and thankfully he doesn't fire it at the keeper, and it does find the back of the net. An early goal for us here, not something that we've had in a little while, but it's a good feeling to get. Lovely stuff. 1-0 with a matter of minutes on the clock, with 10 minutes in, and we found the back of the net. Come on, boys, lovely start. Dembele, just runs into trouble there. Leaves us not particularly short-handed at the back, especially when we've got Field, who is an absolute boss in the middle of the park, man. The guy is just so good. He's so solid. And I absolutely love him already in career mode. But we're going to, I was going to say, we're going to try and play it all the way across here to Sato, but we didn't in the end. We played a poor pass that shouldn't have been attempted to Chair. But Dembele's going to try his luck from range. It was ambitious. Sato cuts inside. Going to look up and find Chair. Chair, good first touch. Take it around his man. Pulls it onto his right and fires it into the bottom corner. Ilias Chair, what a lovely strike that is from him there. It's a beautiful one. That is, I wasn't expecting him to hit it on his right. I thought he was going to hit it on his left, and I was hoping it would be a good shot on target, but he's found the back of the net, and QPR have doubled their lead within the first half. It's a lovely strike, a 0.15 chance of a goal, and it's a beautiful finish into that bottom corner. I have to say, I don't recognise who the Wednesday keeper is. I'm not entirely sure who it is they've got in goal. I can only assume they've got injury troubles because I don't recognise the keeper, but I'm not going to complain. Either way, it is 2-0 QPR, and I am very happy about that fact. It's a good turn here. Got to be careful. Patterson strikes it. It's a good save by Nardi, though. Patterson with Wednesday's first chance of the game, and although it might not look like Wednesday are putting up too much of a good challenge here, when they win the ball, they go. They are playing the counter-attacking football that kind of is to be expected with a team that sets up to play counter. So if they're not set up to play counter, they're doing a very good job of countering anyway. But Paul Smith, it's mate, is that? It's not offside. I thought it was offside, but Sella bags a second. He runs off celebrating. It does get a very heavy touch off the defender, but we are absolutely putting the owls to the sword today. It's Charles they've got in goal. I don't recognise Charles, but he's in net apparently. But Powell plays it across. I don't know if that's on target. It'll be very interesting to see if it goes down as a Sella goal or if it goes down as an own goal. But either way, the ball has ended up in the back of the Sheffield Wednesday net. It is an own goal to Palmer, so the shot was obviously going off target. But 3-0 in 35 minutes. Who saw this coming? I can say for a fact I didn't. And again, look at this. We're just winning the ball high at the pitch here. And now Madsen, can he help Sella get a second here? Will it actually be a second this time? It's off target. It's a bit rash. It's on his left foot. But Wednesday reacting quickly and making a change. Ugbo on for Patterson. Very interesting change early doors. Ugbo, a very different style player to Patterson. They're obviously, like I say, they're when they get the ball, they're attacking quickly, and I think Ugbo will suit that better. But a very, very quick and early decision from Roll to bring a player on 30 minutes into the game. But as you can see, Ugbo immediately loses possession. Well, the referee blows his whistle for half-time, and it is a very muted response from the Wednesday fans. You can see, actually, hefty amount of fans gone. It's interesting to see a lot of the QPR fans have also gone, apparently. They've gone, right, 3-0, this one's done. I'm heading back down south, boys. Let me know the full-time whistle. Yeah, that's an odd one, but it is also a very odd turn of events that we are finding ourselves 3 goals to the good here as we head into the second half. And I'm going to use this opportunity to really honestly just rest a handful of players. Not going to do anything silly or drastic, but I think it just makes sense to do so. We're going to bring on Coley for Dembele, a player that does get tired very quickly. And we'll bring on Frey. I feel like Frey's not getting a huge chance really to sort of impress me. With mainly just appearing in the cups, and both times hasn't really had many opportunities to impress. So we'll see if we can get a bit of a chance in a game that we seem to really be taking by the horns, and see if he can maybe get himself on the score sheet. I feel a bit sorry for Sella coming off when he's been playing as well as he have, but here we go. You know what? It didn't take long to impress as Mitchy Frey makes it 4. He's absolutely flying at the moment in the league. 4 goals so far this season for us, and he bags our 4th of the day against Sheffield Wednesday. Rayan Coley, by the way, also providing the assist. 2 substitutes coming in. That slow motion header. He's got the power header as well, and that is a lovely, lovely headed goal, and it finds the back of the net. Charles is having a terrible day at the office. I'm going to have to check and see what his rating is, because I can only assume that that is part of the problem. He must be a lower rated keeper, even though it's legendary. He's evidently struggling, but we're 4 goals to the good boys, and I didn't expect it. We have been knocking the ball around for fun for the last sort of 10 or so minutes in the game. We're just knocking it around. Space is just finding us, I think, at this point here. But Sato, I don't know why I don't know why I did that, but it is very much worth noting that we are that is a cameraman. I've just tried to... How am I winning 4-0 when I'm trying to pass to a man with a massive camera on his shoulder thinking he's my left mid? The less said, the better, I think. Heverton Santos going to go to the right. Actually, no. Kenneth Powell's got stamina for days, boys. So Ashby's going to stay with Heverton making way. Varane can come on for Madsen. And I think we'll maybe just keep the... Actually, let's then also take off Cook for Jimmy Dunn. That's going to be the play. Let's get all of our substitutions done. Cameraman, I can't believe you let that ball go off the pitch. I passed it straight to you, mate. Also a change here. Barry Bannon coming on. It's a bit of an odd side. I mean, Musaba is a good little player, but to not play Barry Bannon is odd. But then again, it's, you know, it's career mode, and the AI pick based on very differing things. They don't go, you know what, Barry Bannon's a pretty good little player, even though he's slightly lower rated on our video game. It's a bit odd, but yeah, I don't think it's going to make too much difference bringing on Barry Bannon, but Mitchy Frey trying to burst through. He's not the quickest of customers, but he can hit the ball. It's a good save from Charles, though. Keeps a little bit of dignity there. I think that's Charles's first save of the game, but stops it from being a 5-0 routing. Ugbo on the ball. Ugbo with the strike. Jimmy Dunn, though, with the block. It really is. I think that's the first shot they've had since that chance from Patterson early doors. That is how quiet Sheffield Wednesday have been in front of goal. This is maybe the 3rd time they've had the ball in our defensive third. It's a good ball in the middle. Clark Salter with a good, competent header. I know we're comfortably in the lead, but let's keep that clean sheet, boys. That is a bit of a bad tackle there in the middle of the park. To Coley. Coley plays it up to Ilias. Oh, I kind of wanted, if anything, if it was going to drop like that, you want Frey to be the man trying to compete in the air there, but we do win it back again. You can just see we're just winning every loose ball, every opportunity to pick up the ball, we're getting it, and we drop it back here. Good effort there from Sato, but it's a very good save again from Charles. Again, keeps it at 4, but that is surely going to be all she wrote, as the ref is going to blow his whistle, Tom says optimistically. No, apparently they're going to get a chance here, but yet again, Clark Salter wins it confidently. We get the ball away, and it is a thumping, an absolute thumping between the two teams there. Again, I don't get why EA, little silly things like that, like having the away fans that have just won 4-0 stay to celebrate at the end, would happen. Just silly little things, but Michael Frey made a very good appearance off the bench. Rayan Coley was very good as well off the bench. To be honest, no one really put a foot wrong today. 4-0, very few issues to highlight, let's be real, but big win. Well, we have been rewarded by our huge win in the league and our progression in the cup with a home derby against Chelsea. This will by far be our toughest competition of this first season, unless we manage to beat them and then draw a Man City or someone, but that will be an amazing way to start the next episode. Cannot wait for that one. I will end the episode here, but very quickly, I know we aren't particularly making signings because the first transfer window is disabled. However, I was suggested in the comments to look at Aaron Connolly, a striker who, at least at the start of the game, is a free agent, and I can't find him unless I'm being an absolute fool. Is it because, I mean, he'll be in career mode. He won't be in ultimate team, but he'll be in, is he not in career mode? Oh, well, I'm just going to very quickly see if I'm just being a fool here. But, oh, it doesn't look like he's there. unless he's been signed by someone, that's very, very odd. If anyone knows in the chat why I can't see him, is it that he's moved to a team and that's why he's not coming up? Because no, he would appear on here, right? He's not there. Maybe he's not in the game to start off with. Very interesting indeed. So thank you to Royal Eagle for the suggestion, but it doesn't let me scout him. Maybe he is not there, but we are going to round this video up here. Thank you so much for the love and support. A huge episode today with an unbeaten episode, and Kings of the 1-0 expanded that and went to an absolute beast of a 4-0 win as well. But thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, leave a like on it. It supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit the sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime we upload a video. But that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands. Come on, you R's.